Um, Heard it's gonna rain today. Heard it's gonna rain pretty bad. It's December 26th, the day after Christmas. Spring, Texas. My little nature getaway. Pretty much my backyard. Right behind these apartments I live at. I just want to kind of give a rundown of why I am the way I am. Really, I mean, I think is relevant. I'll just start with this. Most people have a reason for the way they act. I'm gonna say most people. I don't know if everybody does. Some people are just psychotic, maybe. I don't know. It depends who's watching this. You know, it could be people I know, or whatever, or it could be random people. I don't know. Either way, I think if you know me, I hope you know I'm not just fucking psychotic. But it seems like a lot of people are questioning that. On the other hand, if you don't know me, hopefully you can just tell I got some wits about me, whatever. So the reason I am the way I am, okay, I know some shit, okay, and that's really just a crude way to say it. I'll just give you like a metaphor. Like, if I knew there was like a fucking army marching our way from that direction, and I saw everybody going that direction, I might try to tell people don't go that direction because it's dangerous. You know what I mean? If they didn't listen, I'm not going to go that direction. I'm going to be going the opposite way. Even if everybody else is going that way, I'll be like, nope, I'm out of here. And so when you have certain knowledge, you act differently, you know what I mean, than everybody else. I'm not going to say everybody else. I'm just going to say, you know, depending on what you know, you might act a little bit different. It's like, why do you do that, Dad? You know, oh, because, son, here's what's happening. It's like, oh, I did not know that. You know, pretty simple stuff. I think a lot of people think I'm weird, especially people that have known me in the past. Like, I went from being like fucking chill, whatever, to like this fucking, I'm a conspiracy nut as far as they are concerned to know, you know. And I mean, the thing about it is, you know, society is manipulated. People are manipulated to believe that, you know, conspiracies are just lies and stuff like that. People might, like, to some degree, like, get it and understand that there's, like, certain fucking backdoor deals being made, and that, you know, I don't know, certain people are, you know, on top of the, you know, the dog pile or whatnot, on top of the food chain. But what I don't think they understand is, like, the imminent danger that it holds. And I guess, I mean, I guess that's a difference between me and a lot of people. I think a lot of people, they've heard of the Illuminati and the New World Order and this and that. But I guess I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but yeah, I got enough sense to say that's not a good thing and realize that we're all in danger from it. And I learned about this shit when I was like 19, maybe about 19. I was going through some crazy shit in my life. Random shit was happening. I don't even think that's relevant anymore. Either way, if I learned this shit, you know, I would have the same reaction, you know, like learning what's going on in the world. And at the time, yeah, there was a lot of sensationalism. There was a lot of like fucking all types of conspiracy theories. And it was like this fucking big old amalgam that you had to sift through. And it was very confusing. And I was like, oh shit, like I thought like every celebrity on TV was in on it. Like I thought every motherfucking, I was just super paranoid about everything because I was like, who do I trust? What do I trust? I was like tripping. But after, enough research, a couple years passed and get your sanity back, you kind of get a feel of what's what and who's who and who's in and who's not and whatever. And while a lot of the suspicion I had, didn't hold up, a big fucking huge chunk of it did. And so I guess you could see that there's like 3 different phases of this, initial, I don't know how many phases. There's like La La Land, pop culture, have no idea what's going on in the world. Then there's like, somebody tells you there's this Illuminati and motherfuckers are running shit. And then, from there should be a reaction of, oh shit, that's not good. If there's not, then I guess you're just a silly person. I don't know. But if there is that reaction, then you might jump into this, go down the rabbit hole, as they say, and jump into this fucking world of conspiracy. And then you could be in that world and paranoid of everything, but then after a while, you start to see clearly. And that's where I'm at this point. I see clearly. And, I say about like 80% of it at least still holds up. The shit that I learned initially, about 80% of it still holds up. The only thing that didn't hold up was like I thought every fucking celebrity was in on it. And the amount of control I overestimated. I thought it was like just totally controlled already, but it's like really it's not. It's like these people work in secret, so they have to kind of keep up the facade of freedom, and so there is a certain amount of freedom. If that is like infringed, it's slowly being eroded, and I'll get to that. But that's basically why I am the way I am, because I learned about that shit, and unlike a lot of people, I wasn't just like, oh, that sucks, back to living my fucking 9-to-5 life. I was like, hold up, this shit is not normal. And there's that. There's just a lot of stuff I've learned about. It's just you learn different things, you act different. I'm telling you, it's like the more you know, the more different you act than everybody who doesn't know. You know what I mean? It's like, why do you walk that way, Dad? Oh, because it's strengthening my leg muscle. I don't know. Like, the more you know, the more different you're gonna act. And yeah, so I'm definitely viewed by a lot of people, especially people who don't understand this type of stuff, as probably a weirdo. It doesn't help that a lot of people seem to have this like mental block of like facing any danger. It's like I can explain to you like a fucking the state of psychology of the world in reference to things that have happened over the last like decade. I can like explain like the state of world psychology like in reference to what has happened. Like there's ignorance. People. Okay, so I'll just fucking give you a rundown. I learned about this shit about 10 years ago, and right after that there was Occupy Wall Street, and everybody started hearing about the Illuminati back like 2009, 10, and everybody's like, oh shit, it's kind of scary. And a lot of people, like I said, you're either gonna be like, damn, that's not good, or you're gonna be like, oh shit, and you're gonna be ignorant. You're like, and that's a certain reaction certain people have to fear, or towards a danger. It's like, John F. Kennedy had a speech talking about secret societies, and he said like, he was talking about it like so repugnant, so extreme that we dare not speak about it, basically. And he was talking about the same shit, the Illuminati, this fucking New World Order, the military-industrial complex. And he was saying that he's a damn president. He's talking like, yeah, we dare not speak of it. It's like he's talking about that same like so scary that we fucking are afraid to talk about it type shit. And so there's 2 different types of people. There's the people who are willing to face that. That takes a certain amount of courage, whatever. And there's people that are like, ooh, that sucks. Let me just ignore that and get back to my 9-to-5 shit. And depending on which way you went, you're either like this hardcore, like we need to fix this shit, conspiracy theorist, or you're like, oh, there's no problems here. Let's just stay with. It's like the Matrix. And believe me, those people made that movie for a fucking reason. That's Hollywood Studios, bro. That's not an accident. But it's like red pill or blue pill. You know what I mean? It's like you stay. It's like, ain't nothing wrong here. Just continue living. And red pill motherfuckers, they're like, fuck this shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely went red pill. Definitely went down that rabbit hole, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And like I said, after a little bit of time passes, you got a little bit more clarity on the situation. And that's what I got at this point. You know, I was tripping over everything. And, you know, some of the stuff I just realized is like, it can't really be proved either way with the evidence we have. So I'm not even gonna like, it's still, you know, up for debate, you know what I mean? Other things, there's like plenty of evidence to support everything. Monetary system, banking, whatever. I was trying to get into psychology, but yeah, so generally if you're red pilled, you're like, oh, fuck this shit. If you're blue pilled, you're just like, la da 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 da. And the thing is, there's so much evidence, there's so much stuff that is so obvious that it's like, it takes like an extreme, like a level of like intentional ignorance to not see what the fuck is going on. And that's what you see. You see so many people that are like, ignore, because they're scared. They're scared. And like I said, it takes a certain amount of bravery. And with that, you get this fucking psychotic mess of a society we have now. It's like, you know, motherfuckers want to talk about, oh, let's deal with this little shit, but not get to the root of the problem. It's like, yo, there's a monster in the bedroom, but you know, hey, let's take care of this little fucking mouse right here. You know what I mean? It's like, it's insanity. It's a lack of courage to really face your fears, or people face their fears, you know, get to the root of the problem. Just like JFK said, he said it back in the 60s, way before I was even born. He was the fucking president. You're the president of the United States, you're supposed to be like, I'm the fucking president, who's gonna say shit to me, you know? But he's even talking about it like, you know, we dare not speak of it, you know? And that was fucking well before I was even born. And it's well progressed since then. So yeah, I mean, just generally the psychology of the world, it's broken down into these two tangents. The people that get it, red pill motherfuckers and blue pill motherfuckers. The blue pill motherfuckers, they want to ignore the obvious, beat around the bush, talk about all this trivial, frivolous shit. And then some people just might not get it. Some people just might be stupid. And that's whatever. That's like extreme. Like I said, you got your pop culture people, the people who have learned. And once you learn, it's like red pill or blue pill. And if you go blue pill, then you might actually be worse off than the pop culture. Pop culture still have a chance of going red pill. You know, they're just ignorant. But the blue pill people, they've already like chosen, here's the information, here's what's happening. I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist, and you know, I'm gonna even fight people that try to talk about it. And that's a major problem. Like I said, media fucking brainwashes people. It fucking, you know, I see Saturday Night Live every fucking week, like making fun of people who are like even close to hitting the truth. They're like, oh, I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. You know, they use comedy. They take advantage of people's crude fucking, you know, social nature where they're afraid of being ridiculed and stuff. And people are like, oh, I better not talk about that because I'm gonna be made fun of. I don't want to be in that group of people, you know. And it's weak-minded. It's fucked up, but I guess that's the stem of it right there, is the blue pill or red pill. That's why psychology is the way it is. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot of manipulation going on. I guess I'll get into some more specifics about the subject. I wrote a list. I was writing that. Hold on. It's on my list. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. This is just little like key fucking points, really. So it depends on, like I said, you're either red pilled or you're blue pilled. You're already there, you know. And some people, they do like the cipher motherfucker who went into the Matrix, went red pill, and they're like, let me get back into it. I can't do that, man. I can't. I just don't have it in me. I can't. I've tried. It's like I can't live knowing the danger that really exists and just fucking try to go about my 9 to 5 life. And that, I guess, explains why I am the way I am more than anything. Because, before I learned any of this shit, I was just, oh yeah, let's go fucking party, let's fucking have fun and whatever. That was cool. I enjoy life like that. But once I learned what the fuck is going on, I'm like, fuck. Like, it's just out of like moral obligation, I guess you could say, like social responsibility, that I'm like, hold on, we can't just like ignore this. It's like serious shit. And so I definitely busted out the matrix, I guess, and I just can't. I can't like pretend it ain't what the fuck it is. Like, to me, that's like super cowardice. It's just dumb, honestly. It's like, oh, what are you gonna live your little like blissful life? Like, here's the train coming. Like, we got about 3 miles to go, and we could, live it up before we get hit. Or you could try to fucking get out the way and do something. You know what I mean? I just think it's stupid to just like, oh, just ignore it and fucking wait for it to come fuck us all over. And I think that's what a lot of people have done. Like, people have been told what it is. Like I said, you got the pop culture people that don't get it, and then you got people who might have been like told a little bit and they don't investigate. And then the people who get it, and they're just like, fuck it, man. Like, what else? I mean, and that, I've been like so close to that edge so many times. Like, man, what the fuck am I supposed to do about this? And really, I don't even. Man, how should I say it, man? It's like, it's on principle. It's on principle. It's like, fuck it, man. I can already kind of tell. I can see the writing on the wall that it's pretty much ain't nothing gonna happen. I see how many people are ignorant, how much people don't want to budge, how many people just would rather, live it up while they still got that little window of opportunity before that train comes. That, people ain't thinking about the real future. You know what I mean? They're ignorant. How should I even say it? I don't want to say it. Look, whenever I first learned about this, I was like, damn, how do I even tell people? Because I didn't want to like break their fucking blissful fucking existence, bubble. I was like, how do I even tell people? So I was all like, trying to like be all careful with it. And it's the same thing now. It's like, if you've already made the decision to just be this fucking ignorant person and live it up in that little window of opportunity that's still left, not try to do anything about the problem, just, oh, Titanic sinking, we better just play the fucking violin and sink with that bitch, no hope. Then there's no point in me rubbing it in. You know what I mean? You already chose that. Personally, I think it's dumb. I think it's way smarter to try to survive. And that's just on principle. I think it's way smarter to, and it is that serious. It's just fucking, as much as people think I'm just some fucking crazy, oh, no, y'all don't see this fucking train coming. Y'all don't see this fucking whole new world order fucking system coming up. And, I think when I say shit like that, oh yeah, try to survive, people are like, oh my God, look at you with your fucking crazy conspiracy, fucking paranoia. Dude, you already are living in the system. You are a 9-to-5 wage slave, probably, depending on who you are. Half of the world is fucking like totally fucking impoverished. Fucking resources are being fucking like extracted from their countries, and people being used as fucking, slave labor, extracting their own resources and handing it over to people. You're probably stressing. You probably gotta pay the bills. You barely pay them. You're fucking, oh, how do I even do this? Like, you're told that it's normal. Like you've been, given this impression by media that, success is possible, and that, like, you're showing all these fucking successful people. But little do you know, every motherfucker is pretty much in the same fucking position as your broke ass. And even worse in some cases. On other parts of the world, people are fucking super stressing, man. So yeah, when I say some shit about survival, it really is survival. It's like, alright, you choose to ignore, you wait, choose to live it up while the Titanic sinks. That's on you. Me personally, I'd rather fucking swim. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Even if I know it's like it's low chance, I still see some window of hope. You know what I'm saying? Without that hope, it's like, fuck. You might as well just give it up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. I see this shit for real, and that's what separates me from other people. Like I said, what you know is gonna separate the way you act from other people. Like, people don't know there's an army marching this way. They're like, fuck yeah, I'm just gonna chill. I'm like, I'm out this bitch. Y'all tripping. And I've been trying to tell people, and that's like 99% of it. It's like, I can't do this shit on my own. There ain't shit I'm gonna do by myself. Oh, you better stop, you fucking Illuminati fuckers. And they're like, okay, you scared me. I'm gonna stop. It's not how shit works. And on that note, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm just kind of roundabout explaining shit. The whole social justice warrior thing, that's on my note right here. The whole social justice warrior thing, it started with these fucking conspiracy theorists fucking trying to tell people, wake the fuck up, sheeple, and fucking get on the same page, wake the fuck up. And that was where it all started. That's what this whole movement was about. Occupy Wall Street, shit like that. 10 years ago, that shit wasn't really a thing. When Occupy Wall Street happens, like 99% us against this 1% that run shit. Talking about the Illuminati, same people. And you can use whatever term you want. Rich fucking Zionist Jews, I don't even know who they are. Just rich fucking people that are planning this New World Order bullshit. I don't know. I don't have a specific fucking, they're good at keeping their shit secret, so I don't know who the fuck they are. Either way, there's a big ass fucking conspiracy, and it's fucking obvious as fuck. But now the social justice warrior shit, it started with these conspiracy theorists trying to tell people, look, we all gotta like get together and fucking deal with this shit. And that, the way that people went about it, like I said, whenever I first learned about this shit, I was like, damn, I don't want to break everybody else's bubble. Like, they're living this blissful life. And to me, it was like a shock, like, learning this shit. I was like, oh, fuck. And I saw everybody else just blissful, so I was trying to be all, like, beat around the bush with it. And the same thing with a lot of people, I think. And instead of, like, telling people outright, here's what the fuck is happening, people are like, it's dumb that you think it's cool to just live like this. And people, they didn't have the full fucking, they're like, why are you saying that? They didn't have the why people are saying that. But that's how people went about it, because they didn't want to, like, just totally burst that bubble. They were like, it's kind of dumb that you're just ignorant and blissful. And they're like, what's wrong with this? And it's like, well, nobody ever got to the point. The point is, there's a fucking New World Order agenda, and motherfucking, we are all in danger. And that's what a lot of people are afraid to say. They're afraid to say that because the media portrayed fucking conspiracy theorists as crazy. And so what you got was this little beat around the bush bullshit, and, motherfucking conspiracy theorists, trying to get everybody on the same page, but maybe just saying something offensive. And then people in return say, well, fuck you, I think it's right to do this and that. And then it turned to this little barrage back and forth ping pong table shit of fucking, social justice warrior bullshit. It's like, well, fuck you, you just hate it and not me. And it's like, what there really is it still exists, the same fucking thing. There's a big ass group of people that understand what the fuck is going on, but the New World Order and shit, they ain't trying to say shit because they get called fucking crazy conspiracy theorists. And on the other hand, you have these motherfucking naive people who are just, it's the same dichotomy. The conspiracy theorists ain't fucking getting to the point. They'll say some shit, call all these other people libtards or whatever, and then libtards are like, fuck you, you're just a hater, and you're a old crinkly conservative old man who just blah blah blah. It's like, that's literally like the dichotomy that exists. There's people that understand what the fuck is going on in the world with the New World Order shit. They understand how, certain movements and this and that are these fucking, they're set up by these fucking conspirators to fucking, play into their hand. And if I even say it, some people just don't know. And that's the problem. There's so many of these social movements that are part of the New World Order agenda. They play into these conspirators' hands. And a lot of people don't know that. And if I try to even associate it, a lot of people, without, connecting the dots for people, they'll just be like, dude, you're crazy. And a lot of people think these are like organic movements. They're not. A lot of these movements in the world are these fucking, they're perpetuated by media. They're fucking, it's fucking propaganda, fucking propagating these fucking ideas. And they're changing the culture. They're changing society. These are not organic movements. They're not at all. And I don't even want to name specifics, because if I do, people are going to be so offended. But you have to understand that a lot of these movements, almost all of them, are propagated, and they play into these motherfucking conspirators' hands. They are part of the New World Order agenda. And so the social justice warrior movement, it started out of conspiracy theorists, trying to wake people up, but then they didn't get to the point, so then it just turned to this ping pong battle, and that's what the fuck you got now, and it's stupid. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, psychology, everybody. I can explain it in context of everything within the last like 10 years or so. There's another note. Okay, so when I first learned about this, I was like, oh my God, this shit's so crazy. And like I said, I didn't want to break people out of their fucking blissful shell. So I was trying to like, damn, like I didn't know how to deal with it. To me, I was like, shit. And somebody said something, they're like, don't bring up a problem unless you have a solution. I just didn't have a solution. So I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to break people out of their fucking blissful existence. And that's another reason, like I said, people were beating around the bush and shit. But we had Occupy Wall Street, and that was a 99% against the 1%. That was like a worldwide movement, I think a lot of people generally get that there's at least an income, inequality that exists in the world, and there is the 1% that really run everything. I think at least most people know that, whether you're fucking just in general, because it's so apparent. Like some things are just so apparent you can't even like ignore them. But so I didn't really have a solution, so I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And I learned about this shit back in like 2009 maybe, and Occupy Wall Street was like 2011. People were learning about the Illuminati. That was like a fucking, everybody's heard of it by this point, but back in like 2009, 2010, like it kind of was a trending topic. So I just didn't have a solution. So all I could really think, I remember I heard this quote that somebody said. They're like, if you want to change the world, like, create a new model that makes the old model obsolete. So I was kind of thinking in that similar term, and I was like, okay, so if we got all this dangerous New World Order shit going on, maybe if we just try to create a really positive world, then that shit will be like unable to like peek its head out because, we just have such a positive world, it won't even like dare to do so. And so that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to just be like extra positive about a lot of things back in like maybe 2011, 12, right after Occupy Wall Street and stuff. That was like my plan. I goes, that'll do it if nothing else does. And what it did, which I didn't really anticipate, was it fucking like it gave root to that like blissful nature. And a lot of people that had no idea what was going on, they're just like, yeah, fucking blissful, and I wish that would work, but honestly, I just, only way that would work if we're just like so blissful, that, so positive, I guess, that any time, these fucking conspirators try to, stick their head out, motherfuckers like, hey, like bonk them back down, and, I do see that being possible. But at the same time, I see it being ignorant, and it's dangerous to be ignorant. I see it as being like naive to real danger, because we already know the danger. I already know the danger. I already know what the fuck is going on. There's still economic manipulation. There's stuff that's not obvious. So the world's not gonna bonk the fucking head back down. It's still as blissful as you can be. There could still be all types of fuck that shit going on. It's not until like fucking. It's just not good to be ignorant like that. And it's like, really, people have to face the problems. And so I was trying to do this positive thing, and, the world was kind of, I don't know, but I said, that's not going to work because people weren't even noticing the shit that was already there. It's like, the only way to deal with the problem is deal with the fucking problem. It's like your house being on fire. Like, oh, let's just be positive and maybe the wind will blow it out. It's like, no, it's not how it works. You got to fucking put that bitch out yourself. And, that's the thing I hear a lot, and this is part of, still, I think part of this New World Order agenda, is there's this New Age movement with all this spirituality and shit, and they talk a lot about energy and blah, 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 and fucking people be talking about the law of attraction and shit, and while that's important in life, that's a thing, positivity is important. It's like, if your house is on fire, you ain't just gonna say, oh, I'm just gonna put good vibes out and it's gonna fix everything. That's not how shit works, Positivity is necessary to make you to even as a precursor to action. You know what I mean? If you're not positive, you just say, oh, we're fucked, ain't nothing we could do, then there you go, you lost hope. You know what I mean? There ain't no way you're gonna put out that fire. But if you're like, okay, we can do this, it at least, get your mind geared up so you can think of a solution. You think of a solution, you can implement that solution, actually put out the fire. You can actually take the steps to put out fire. You know, so positivity is necessary, but it's not just, oh, good vibes and we're gonna put that bitch out. That's fucking retarded. Believe me, I understand all this good vibe shit. I understand, you know, spiritual, you know, fucking whatever. I understand that shit pretty well. But it only goes so far. Your house is on fire. It's not good vibes ain't gonna put that bitch out. You need some buckets of water to put that bitch out. You know, on the other hand, good vibes are necessary just to like live a peaceful, you know, harmonious life and exist, you know, to have a certain homeostasis, you know, biologically, you know. Good vibes is that it has its place, but it only works so far. If there's a fucking problem, you gotta deal with the problem. You have to fucking, you know, get up and do something. That being said, that whole positive outlook thing, that's what I wrote on my notes. Like that was like a hopeful solution to the situation, but I realized that's stupid because people are just ignoring problems more, and it was the more of that blue pill shit. And I was like, and I just saw it coming. I saw the problems getting worse and worse, and people just, you know, just don't look that way. Like, and that's not how shit works. You know, house on fire, you just ignore. And I'm telling you, it's just people started living in this fucking window of fucking, like, you know, the Titanic sinking. They're just like, yeah, we'll just ignore that, and by the time it hits us, we won't know what happened. It's like, that seems like what people are trying to do, and I'm telling you, it put roots into that blissful nature, and I just don't I think that's stupid. And so I was doing that for a little while, and maybe it encouraged a lot of people to do, like I said, just ignore, fucking live it up while Titanic sinks, you know. And that's counterproductive to the whole purpose of to fixing the problem. And so I don't know if y'all maybe have a sense of that, you know. Like I said, right after Occupy Wall Street, I was doing that. I was doing that for a couple years. And I think the world in general had a certain vibe about it that was along similar lines. And about 2015, I was like, all right, that's not working, and had to switch it back to common sense, you know, like not being a fucking good vibes only and thinking that's gonna change the world type shit. Like I said, good vibes has its place, you know. It's good for health, it's good for harmony, homeostasis, peace, whatever. But now when your house is on fire, you gotta get up and throw some buckets of water. And yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'm just mentioning that because I think it might be something that a lot of people had a sense of, and maybe they thought something along similar lines. And this similar good vibes only shit, fucking blissful mindset, I think that's perpetuated by these motherfuckers too, with the new age movement and getting people believing some crazy shit like, oh yeah, good vibes, like bitch don't kill my vibe, and that totally makes people dysfunctional. Like, oh, I don't want to go outside because my fucking emotions hurt and shit. Like, what the fuck? And I understand good vibes. I understand. I've got myself on some good vibe shit, and you get all fucking healthy as fuck, glowed up, whatever. I understand that shit, but it's like you become dysfunctional if you're just like this fucking don't wreck up my aura. It's like that's not how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to be social, interactive, you know. If we have to still be functional, you know. And if we can live functionally with good vibes, it's all good. But either way, your house is on fire, you gotta put that bitch out. It ain't no, just don't kill my vibe. That's not what the fuck's. That's not how this shit works. So yeah, I don't know if anybody noticed that, but there was like a period, kind of Occupy Wall Street, 2011 to like 2013 and 14. Like there was a period of kind of just like more of a blissful, uplifted feel, and then about 2015, it kind of because we started. I know how a lot of shit works. I do. But yeah, you can see that your damn self. You can go look on your Facebook timeline and see people, go from, you got Instagram videos and shit, like everybody's blissful, and then it just went like to this fucking extreme fucking, everybody arguing about stuff. And it goes back to the point I had before this, you know, people ain't getting to the point. People are all kind of, there's a vibe that says we have to address problems, we gotta deal with this shit, but people ain't getting to the point. They're talking about dumb shit. They're talking about, oh, well, we need this and this and this. It's like, no, what we need is like uproot the whole fucked ass fucking system. And people ain't getting to the point with that shit, but there is a vibe now that is not just blissful and whatever. It's more like, let's deal with these fucking problems. And that's not an accident. That's the most I'll say about that, because I know people don't get that shit very well. Anyway, on to the next point. I already talked about how culture's manipulated. Pop culture, man, it keeps people stupid and retarded and unaware. The economy's controlled. It's already controlled to a point. We got the monetary system, and that's like the most important part of this whole fucking thing. The monetary system is controlled, and it allows creation of money, which allows people to get access to that money and then buy up entire parts of the fucking economy. The whole banking system is a big ass fucking scam. The way we got into it, the way it's used, it's a big ass fucking scam. It's like literally the biggest scam on planet Earth. Problem number one is the fucking banks. And so yeah, there's already like a corporate oligarchy, like this whole fucking, the monetary system was controlled. They controlled the fucking, how much money was in the economy. Hope my fucking microphone ain't in the red right now. They control how much money was in the economy. They control the whole economy through monetary manipulation. They control inflation, deflation, which makes recessions, and just it creates this turbulence in the economy, which are kind of like these bottlenecking events. And when there's a crash, all these fucking businesses fail, and only a couple are left to survive. And when it comes back up, they survive, and they already dominate the market. They have an advantage, and that's how we gotten into this. Corporate oligarchy or whatnot. And that's all part of this New World Order agenda. They control the means of production and whatnot. It's not just control the means of production. They control everything. They want to control everything. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're probably already feeling the effects. I don't know. There's just so much to this. If you work a 9-to-5 job and you can barely pay your bills, you're subjected to the situation that they've created. And it starts with the monetary system, and like I said, gave rise to corporate, control. And this wind is picking up. I hope it don't start to rain. Yeah, so I guess I'll just look. Here's the system they want to create. I'll just run it down for you real quick. They already control the fucking monetary system, okay? And they fucking have already bought up most of the economy, all the fucking important shit. They bought up like fucking industries, I think it's like 6 major industries control like most of the food in the world. I think, or major corporations. I think there's 3 major news corporations. It used to be 50, fucking 50 years ago. And it's been dwindled down into a couple, maybe it's 6 or something. I don't know. But either way, you can see that it's a vertical integration or horizontal integration. I don't even know. But it's the new American dream is create a business and then sell it to one of these big ass, monopolistic giants. That is the new American dream. And these motherfuckers own everything. The whole fucking thing is controlled. And that's important, not only because it's just control, but it's we can see the rise of this fascist type element in society where you can't say nothing, or it's you get fired from your job. That's fucking super control right there. If they own every fucking means of production, everything, you have no choice but to shut the fuck up, or you're gonna lose your fucking job. And you can already see that. It's a fascist element of society. And it's it's not fucking, it's almost like blackmail. You know what I mean? It's not somebody has a gun to your head and saying, if you dare say this, or don't believe this, or you don't praise Allah, or whatever the fuck it might be. If you don't fucking do as we say, then we're gonna shoot you. It's not that. It's more like blackmail. If you don't do what we say, if you don't go along with this fucking fascist culture, then you're gonna lose your job. You lose your livelihood. You can't support your kids, nothing. And they already got us in such a fucking rut. It's like, what the fuck? Some people working like 3 jobs just try to fucking barely get by. It's like, dude. And people are still, I'm telling you, we're all being fucked over. It's still that 99% against that 1% shit. That fucking bird's annoying. You hear that shit? What the fuck? It's like fucking spazzing. Yeah, so the rundown. So yeah, they want corporate control of everything. They already got that pretty much. They already fucking through the monetary system. They got their way into it. They and also with the recession and bullshit, they've like hindered human progress, like technological progress. And I consider it something kind of like the old Tower of Babel. It's like, humans were progressing, and God knocked down the Tower of Babel because he was like, hey, we can't let that happen. And the same thing, we had the Industrial Revolution coming, and then they're like, hey, we got to control that shit. They busted out World War I, and started borrowing money. In the United States, the Federal Reserve was created right before World War I, and so yeah, war broke out, while borrowing money, debt increased, and it stifled the whole economic progress that was happening, technological with that. And shut up, bird. So yeah, I consider it like a modern day Tower of Babel, and that's why we're still using like fossil fuels, and that's part of control too, keeping us dependent on this like controlled energy source. That's part of it too. And so they control food, they control oil, the energy source, coal, whatever they use to generate electricity, and either way, it's been like manipulated to the point where they can control as much as they can. And they, from what I understand, they want to create this new world order system. Has that element of control with the economy, but it's also, they're creating like this surveillance system of like fucking, like you got your cell phone. Your cell phone has GPS. It knows everywhere you go. As a front-facing camera, sees you, has facial, they're doing the facial recognition shit. They got fingerprint scanners on half of them now. They got all of your contacts and your phone numbers on your fucking Google accounts or whatever. They got every text message you write, so they know what the fuck y'all are talking about with each other. They fucking, I've already been caught monitoring phone calls, recording that shit. They got a database of that shit. They got these quantum fucking high-level quantum computers and shit fucking that can scan through that shit in like a heartbeat if they really want to. They got your contacts, they got your messages, they got what you search on Google. They know what the fuck you search. Everybody searches. They know what everybody's into. They got your Facebook, which has like your extended network, kind of. Like you just acquaintances and shit. And then everything you like on Facebook. Ooh, I'm into this. I like this and that. And they have like a profile on every single person. And that's part of this, control system. And I'm telling you, that phone is like a fucking surveillance device. They got microphones on the bitch in your house. Hear what you fucking talking about if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Who knows, man? And that's not just paranoia. They've already been caught recording people's phone calls and shit. They already got database of that shit. They got your Google account with everything. Fucking Apple's been caught selling data. You know what I mean? Same shit. It's already been caught. It's not just paranoia. And that's all part of the control system. You can look at China right now, and they have this fucking like social credit program. They have this CCTV where they're like, are scanning people's faces. They know everywhere you go. You're like out in public. You can't go nowhere without fucking being seen and tracked. And like I said, they got computers that are tracking all this shit, like high level like quantum computing and whatever. And they don't even have like it's not relevant until you do something wrong. And then they're like, oh, let me click on this motherfucker. And but that's not even what I'm saying. I'm not even trying to say that actually, because I think what they want to do eventually is weed out anybody who might be a troublemaker, who might say, I don't like this fucking total surveillance bullshit. And so they keeping profiles on everybody, and anybody that is a troublemaker, they're like, they already got you on, you're on their bad side. You know what I mean? And as a person, I've understood this for a while, and I know it's kind of dangerous to talk about this type of stuff because, and even I thought, here's what it was. It was like I knew they had this shit. And then even in the United States, they had this thing called the National Defense Authorization Act, which said they could basically scoop anybody up and, you know, detain them indefinitely, which means forever. You could be in jail for life if you are a suspected terrorist, and literally that could be anybody that they just deem to be suspicious, you know. And so I was like, fuck. And that was like 2012 when they came up with that shit, and I was like, damn, like that's kind of scary. But then I'm like, dude, it's either it's do or die. That's basically what I said. It's like there's no choice. It's like, okay, if I just shut up, then this shit's happening and I'm fucked either way. And so it's like the best bet was have everybody talk about this shit. That way they're not just gonna pinpoint one or two people. And it reminds me of like at the workplace, you know, they used to say like if you had tattoos, like, oh, you're not gonna get a job. Now everybody has tattoos, so ain't nobody saying shit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's like if everybody's talking about this shit, then ain't nobody gonna be singled out. And that's really what I'm hoping for. And you know, there's safety in numbers, I guess. So yeah, I knew it was dangerous, but I was like, dude, I gotta just do or die. It's like if I just say shut up, then this shit's just gonna happen either way. So that took like a fucking balls, like whatever. And it still takes balls, even talking about this shit right now, while the whole world is told that conspiracy theorists are just fucking crazy lunatics, you know? It's like even people I know, they're probably like, oh yeah, he's just a crazy lunatic, you know? Like it still takes balls to still stand up for what I know is going on. It's like it's like like I said, it's like moral obligation. So yeah, these people want to create a surveillance state hardcore. And like I said, in China they got like this social fucking system thing. But okay, next level of that is I hear they want to do, I don't know how true this is, but I hear they want to do microchips in people, and they're like bringing that shit out. But either way, they're turning the monetary system. It used to be like gold, and then we got caught in using paper instead of gold, and now it's turning digital. And they want to turn it all digital and get rid of all physical money so they can remotely control your money. They could say, oh, look, this guy's acting kind of sketchy. Let me go turn off his account. Now all his money's frozen. He can't do anything. That's total fucking control, and that's part of it. Is turning money digital, and you can see that happening. Our little credit cards, they had a little swipe, and now they got these little chips, and those chips is just getting more, they're getting us used to that technology. Next thing you know is they got it in the phone now, and before you know it, they're gonna say, hey, we got a little microchip, now you got it in your hand, now you ain't gotta worry about it, you ain't gonna lose it, nobody can steal it from you. And fucking little microchips with GPS track you. You're a fucking tracked fucking animal. And they have all money to be digital. There ain't shit you could do. You know, you do something sketchy at all, break their fucking, you know, tyrannical law in any way, shape, or form, they're gonna be like, click, and you're fucked. You can't do nothing. And I guess that's the rundown of what they want. They want this total control system. I was gonna talk about the war on terror and how, you know, I'll mention it real quick. Malcolm X had a good quote. He said that the media is the most powerful entity on earth because it can, you know, make the guilty innocent and the innocent guilty. And in the same way, you know, people can be framed, you know what I mean? And there's a thing called false flag attacks. And a lot of people talk about 9/11. I'm not even going to get into that. That's whatever. But this war on terror, you know, with the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, Bush was like, they got weapons of mass destruction, better go over there and invade and whatever. And then, you know, after fucking wrecking shop on the whole country, you know, they're like, oh, sorry, there's nothing there. So basically, they just create this fucking false fucking claim, frame people, say this person is a terrorist, this and that, and then go fucking do whatever. And that's part of it too. And anybody who they don't like, they could just frame those motherfuckers real quick. Say, oh, he's plotting, go get him. I was like, dude, it could be your fucking grandma. And like, and if the TV tells you, oh yeah, they had this and this and this, and they were plotting on this, you'll be like, dang, I didn't know my grandma was that crazy. Like, it could be somebody close to you. And if, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I just see that being something that's totally going to be exploited. This whole war on terror, it has its purpose. It's to get rid of people, but also do a lot of things that are like crazy. And that's their reason, you know. So you can frame people, blame it on people, and then fucking say that person's the enemy and have the excuse to fucking like disband them or get rid of them. But also when you're doing terroristic shit, you know, blowing shit up or whatever, And it's like, oh shit, like everybody's fearful of each other. They blame it on whoever. And next thing you know, you're fearful of that group, and it's like it's the excuse to create all these measures of control, and that's like key to creating this whole new order surveillance system. You know, people have to be, you know, in fear, and you know, that is like a known military tactic of like framing people to create the incentive to go to war and stuff like that. And the war on terror is the same thing. It's just all these little terroristic things. You got your excuse. You can frame people, get rid of them, disband them, whatever. So you're, you know, disempowering the populace, whatever organizations there are. You just fucking deorganize the people, make them more individualistic and, you know, less powerful, you know, against any tyrannical government or whatever. And at the same time, you know, you create this violence, and anybody who doesn't know you, they're gonna be fearful of you. And yeah, let's fucking go to war. Yeah, let's fucking put up surveillance. I'm scared of them. Yeah, let's get rid of guns because I'm scared of guns. Like, that's gonna... No, what everybody needs to see is there's a tyrannical government that is taking advantage of everybody. There's a system, the military-industrial complex. Eisenhower talked about it. JFK with his secret society speech was talking about. That was like in the fucking 50s and 60s, man. We're like 50 years progressed in that direction. It's the same shit. And like I said, the National Defense Authorization Act, it basically said, like, it made it legal to detain anybody indefinitely if they're suspected terrorists. And believe me, with all that fucking Google shit, they got little profiles on everybody, man. And they ain't fucking with nobody right now, but look, second part, I gotta explain this. This is part of the New World Order shit I'm talking about. Economic control, and it looks like they're kind of... Something's going on with the stock market right now. But nah, if they crash the economy, everybody's starving, people gonna start rioting. When people start rioting, you know, if everybody's starving, the economy's crashed, people gonna start rioting, whatever, try to get some fucking food and protest against the fucked up government. That just happened in Venezuela not that long ago. When that happens, you know, they just fucking set off crazy stuff, and guess what? That's like the perfect, crazy, chaotic scene to scoop up anybody they want. And there's a thing called martial law, and they might send out troops or whatnot and say, hey, we need to settle this shit down. And when it's in that crazy, chaotic state, you know, they just say, oh, he's, you know, they can do stuff. They can, you know, get away with scooping people up and them disappearing. Like, it's just so chaotic, nobody's even gonna think about it. So that's part of it too. They want to crash the, from what I understand, I'm pretty damn sure this is true, want to crash the economy, create that fucking everybody broke until everybody gets fed up and riots, and then they're gonna instill the martial law bullshit, and it's gonna be chaotic, and they're just gonna, it'll be fucking Nazi Germany, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's part of it, man. When economic control is so important, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. It's like, they got economic control. They can crash the economy if they want to, dude. And right now, they're raising interest rates, which is going to decrease the money supply, which is going to cause a recession, which is going to crash the economy. People will be starving. Right now, the stock market's tripping. And I've been talking about this shit for years, bro. I've been talking about it. Other conspiracy theorists have been talking about it. Yeah, they want to fucking crash the economy. Everybody's broke, poor, starving, and get fed up, start rioting, fucking protesting. And then they're like, you know, bring out the riot police. And when it's chaotic, it's so much easier to fucking get rid of people they don't like and crazy shit like that. And I'm smart enough to know that, so I ain't even gonna be around. I'll be like, I'm out this bitch. I don't even know. There's nothing I can do about it, though. That's why I'm like, fuck. And that's why I'm like, damn. Like, I know it's like, I already see the writing on the wall, man. I ain't tripping. With that being said, it brings me to my next subject, Bible. Okay, so I was talking about the microchips and how they want to, you know, fucking microchip people and create all digital currency where they can cut it off and shit. And in the Bible, you go to the book of Revelations. This is just one example that, you know, there's a correlation. It says that the mark of the beast will be in the right hand of the forehead, and you won't be able to buy or sell without it. And people are talking about the microchip in the fucking hands, but digital money can't buy or sell without it. It seems so close to the same thing. I'm like, And there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that seems to correlate. And honestly, like I said, I see the writing on the wall, and it seemed very hopeless for a while. So I've been like, man, God, give me some hope. I started praying not that long ago, and I remember I prayed, and I got introduced to a church, and I started going there and learned some stuff. And a lot of it goes along with the same conspiracy theory shit. It's like the mark of the beast system is what a lot of people might call it. And you can see it. There's a lot of like this fucking there's a lot of occultism in these like conspiracy circles and shit. And from what I hear, like a lot of them are Lucifers, like they're fucking the light bearer or some shit, and that's like who they fucking believe in. You can see it, like Super Bowl halftime shows doing weird occult shit and shit like that. And so I consider that in context of the Bible, and I'm like, like maybe there's something to this. So I've been studying that too, and I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that one. But I mentioned that, correlation between the mark of the beast and what it says in Revelation or in the microchip shit. And then that church I went to, there's a lot of stuff. And I might talk about that more in the future. I don't know. There just seems to be a lot of... And honestly, right whenever I heard about this New World Order shit, I was like... It automatically brought up that shit in the Bible with like the fucking end of the world and shit. And I was like, automatically in my brain, what I thought was like, okay, Jesus is this false hope so that everybody just sits by and says, don't worry, God's going to save us. So they sit by and let these motherfuckers do whatever. That was my automatic thought, just having some sense. And it still seems feasible that is what it is. Jesus is going to come save us, don't worry. And all this is destined to happen. All this, and then, that just gives... Everybody's like, don't worry, Jesus is gonna come and fucking these motherfuckers just get to do whatever the fuck they want. And everybody's just like, oh yeah, don't worry, Jesus is part of the plan. And it's like, so that's an automatic thought in my brain. I'm like, okay, just automatically, that's like instinct tells you that. And it might still be. And in that case, I consider that, and I'm like, damn, if that's the case, then how the fuck that shit written 2,000 years ago is relevant now? And I'm thinking like that's way too, schemy for a fucking human to do. So that brings it into fucking aliens. Like maybe like, okay, if that was some human creation, like all right, 2,000 years ago we're gonna write this shit. 2,000 years later we're gonna execute properly, like perfectly along those lines. There's a lot of stuff about the Catholic Church and the Vatican and Jesuits and a bunch of other shit like that, and all these secret societies and stuff. And that goes all the way back to like ancient fucking Egypt and Kemet and fucking before that, like Sumeria and stuff. And if you go back all the way there, there's a lot of talk about aliens and stuff. So either way, 2,000 years ago that shit was written, but it's like perfectly in line right now. I'm like, hold on, like that don't seem like humans got that type of planning ability. Hell no, especially with how developed the human world was back then. Like, I'm like, some fucking aliens involved. And you get into that conspiracy theory, there is a lot of talk about that in a lot of circles. There's a lot of talk about aliens, and I think that might be what a lot of it is. And here's what some people say though. Some people, these Christians, they say that aliens are actually the fallen angels, which are demons and shit. And it's like, so that is basically where I'm at. I already understand there's a whole New World Order agenda. These motherfuckers are planning on like total control, surveillance system, surveillance state, everything. That's a given to me. And beyond that, is a consideration of biblical, I don't know, I guess you could say validity, but also the possibility of aliens. And like I said, though, if you get into that, there's a lot of talk about that. And like I said, once you know some stuff, you act different. And it might sound crazy until you connect those dots. Once you got those dots connected, then you're like, oh, that does make a little bit of sense. And so yeah, that's why I act different than everybody, man, because I'm ahead of the curve with a lot of shit, dude. I'm not tripping. And it's dangerous. I know this shit. I see the writing on the fucking wall, and I've been talking about this shit. Motherfucking other conspiracy theorists have been talking about this shit, trying to tell people. The TV just makes fun of them real quick, and everybody's like, oh, they're just crazy. And you're just, that's all it took to make you fucking ignorant of fucking imminent danger. It's like, dude, that's retarded. And so yeah, I do kind of have a vendetta against people. I'm like, y'all are fucking retarded. You got people out here trying to tell you the truth, trying to wake you up, fucking tell you what's going on. Y'all just gonna be ignorant. It's like, damn, it's that kind of makes me mad, because I'm in the same boat. The Titanic sinking, there was a chance to save it, but everybody's like, oh, we're just play the violin and pretend nothing's happening. It's like, so yeah, I'm kind of pissed. I'm like, there was a chance to save this bitch, but everybody decided to be ignorant. So yeah, I got my own fucking, chip on my shoulder because of that. I'm like, y'all stupid, y'all wasted time. People been trying to tell you, y'all took the blue pill instead of red pill. So yeah, there's that. But at this point, I could kind of see it. I'm just like, dude, people are dumb. So what do you want me to do? Like, so I'm at this point. I'm like, I'm almost expecting it. I'm not trying to say it no bad. It's like what I'm expecting. That shit to all happen. And my consideration is I'm considering if there's validity to the Bible, for one. But two, I'm looking at aliens and shit now. I mean, what else is there to do? Titanic sinking, fuck it. It's like by default. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? It's like, there was a chance to save the ship. But I see that window of opportunity pretty much being gone at this point. And now it's like, it's every man for himself type shit. And like, I'm still working on my own survival, and I guess it's kind of important to know what's going on more. So yeah, I'm studying fucking aliens and shit now, because that's what the fuck I'm at. Really, there was a chance to save the shit, but I just see people being so ignorant. It's like, there might still be a chance to save the shit, but people are still just so ignorant. I'm pretty damn sure it's gonna sink, because people just are too stupid to, snap to it. And that's really what it is. It's not a matter of, is the ship. It's not a matter of time and how far the ship is sunk. It's a matter of people not fucking reacting to information properly, and that's what really is what's making me think that the ship is gonna sink. That's why I'm like, fuck this shit. So yeah, it's pretty much every man for himself at this point. I can already tell. I don't see any. It's not until the shit gets too imminent and crazy that people are gonna react properly. It's not, information telling you, hey, there's an army that way, you shouldn't go that way. People are like, I'm just gonna chill. It's not until they see that army and they're like, oh shit, that's dangerous. Then they're gonna try to go. Too late, you dummies. Too fucking late. And that's just what it is. That's why I'm plenty aware of what the fuck is going on. And yeah, at this point, it's between Christianity and aliens. And a lot of people say that aliens are fucking demons. So, I like science, and we can look at the fucking stars and talk about whatever. And maybe the Bible's metaphorical. The fallen angels are, demons are really aliens or whatever. And so, I don't know. I'm trying to, wrap my head around that however much I can. And there's limited information in that field, so I can really only, make so much sense of it. But I'm investigating that, I guess. But I guess at the end of the day, that's why I'm different. That's why I'm a weirdo. Because I didn't go blue pill. I went red pill. That's why I still don't feel like I could just live a normal fucking life. Like, I'm like, damn, like, there's more to that. Like, I know I'm only gonna be alive so long. I'm not just gonna, and I already know what's going on. It's like, moral obligation tells me to do this. I've thought about it. I'm like, man, I want to be like, what's his name, Cypher in the Matrix, and just fucking put me back in the Matrix and just pretend this never happened. It don't work. It don't work. You already like, no, you can't like wipe your memory. Like, I don't have that option. I already know what the fuck is going on. It's like, just enjoy this shit while Titanic's sinking. It's like, I'm at the point where I'm pretty damn sure there ain't no saving this shit, because people ain't got the snap to fucking snap to it like they're supposed to. And so it's not like I'm just enjoying it. It's like I'm preparing for this bitch to sink, and I'm trying to survive personally. You know what I mean? And it's stupid because there's been people who saw that a long time. They saw people ain't snapping to it. They said, hold up, you got these motherfuckers out here who done created homesteads, these preppers and shit, and they said there ain't no saving this bitch. I was stupid and ignorant. I'm like, look, there's a chance to save this ship. Just wake up, people, snap to it. I wasted time because of that. And now it's like the danger's a lot more imminent. People still don't see it. But now I'm like, I don't have much faith in saving the ship, so I'm just like, damn, what am I gonna do personally? It's more, that's where I'm at for the most part. That's the realest shit you're gonna get. You ain't gonna get no realer shit than that. Everybody that's distracted by some stupid pop culture, fucking all these, like I said, these stupid social justice warrior movements, those are all fucking instigated. They're all not just half of them probably are instigated just to, you know, have people fighting back and forth, but some of these movements are, you know, transforming culture and society into something like, you know, you got these fucking snowflakes out here like, oh, I need my safe space because your vibes are hurting me. It's like, dude, you're fucking, you know, I'm all about good vibes and harmony and peace, but no, there's a time and place where you gotta man the fuck up and put some fucking water on the flames. You gotta pick up some sticks and do something, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, snowflake, man. Good vibes is good, but being fucking, oh, I can't function because my fucking snowflake mentality hurts so bad. That's totally dysfunctional and stupid. But nah, a lot of these social justice warrior fucking things they play right into the New World Order agenda. A lot of them do. They start with the kids. They're brainwashing the kids, man. You know, most parents can't even raise their own kids. You know, look, it already happened with me. You know, I went to public school, and after I got home from school, I watched TV. I was like MTV and shit. I was getting like fucking, I go to public school, learn what they teach me, and then I go home, watch TV. I'm getting like, I'm programmed, you know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck, it's already happened. It happened long fucking time ago. Back in the 50s, they started doing it. They started like putting these ideas in people's brains of what like a household's supposed to be like, what a typical American family is supposed to be like. It started a long fucking time ago. And it's just been the same thing. And before that, you know, kids were raised by their parents and taught tradition before public school and everything. And, you know, they were raised by their fucking parents. And now the economy's, you know, in a state where everybody has to go to work all day, parents barely got the time to raise their own kids. They go to public schools, and these kids are just raised by the fucking state. They're raised by the school TV. It's like, dude, I already mentioned how the media is all controlled and shit. It's a fucked ass system. And all of these, like, all of them, literally, like every single social justice warrior bullshit thing, all of these little fucking movements, they all play into their fucking hands. You don't see it now because you're naive to the whole agenda. If you are not naive to the agenda, you will know exactly how they fit in. I could name them. And motherfuckers have explained them. If I say them, people, that's when it's gonna trigger people. They're gonna be like, oh no, don't tell me that. That's all about good stuff. No, it's not. It plays right into these motherfuckers' hands. They are breaking down the families. They are fucking separating people. They're instigating shit so people are fighting over dumb shit while they're ransacking the planet. Like I said, half of them are just distraction, but there's other ones that are like right into their motherfucking plan. And a lot of people know that, but they're not getting to the point. The people that know that aren't getting to the point. They're just saying that shit's stupid. And you're like, no, it's not. It's good. And they're not getting to the point. They're not doing their job of telling you it's part of a New World Order agenda, and you're being led into a trap. You're not being told that. People ain't getting to the point because they get called crazy. Because Saturday Night Live and media done told you that conspiracy theorists are just crazy people that just believe anything instead of research and shit. Even though we can look at the state of the economy and everything, and most motherfucking conspiracy theorists are researchers. You know, but they just believe anything they hear. Not the people who watch Saturday Night Live and then just believe that conspiracy theories are crazy. Nah, they know. That's fucking whatever. Irony. Motherfuckers. Whatever. I don't know. Look, I know it's sounding goofy and shit at this point. This is real shit going on in the world, man. And I don't even like to get petty. I don't like to get petty. I do think it's stupid that people are gonna, you know, believe TV telling you that conspiracy theorists are crazy. That the conspiracy theorists just believe everything they hear. You know, while conspiracy theorists are really out there researching. You know, and they're actually ones who just believe in the TV, everything they hear. You know, that's stupid. Obviously, it's ironic. It's not even irony. It's just contradictory almost and stupid. But I don't even like to get petty like that because it's not conducive to solving a problem. It's not. You know, people are so emotional, and like I said, people ain't getting to the point. The people that do know what's going on, they ain't getting to the point telling you that That's part of a new world order agenda. That's a fucking trap. And instead they just say that's stupid. And you're like, no, it's not. I'm all about this. I'm about this. I believe in this movement. It's like, it's a fucking trap. That's what the fuck people need to tell you. It's part of a new world order agenda. Until you understand that basis, the basis of it all, that there is a new world order agenda, that so much shit is instigated, and, you know, it's all a big plot to control fucking society, to weaken society, to individualize people, you know, break up these, you know, units of, you know, anything that could possibly stand up against them, to weaken society as a whole, you know, make people a bunch of snowflakes and shit. Until you understand there's a new order agenda, and they have, you know, that's part of their plan to fucking weaken society, you won't see all of these movements as being part of a sinister plan. You're just gonna think, oh no, that's good. It's good to be snowflakes and shit like that. And the people that know that they don't do their job of getting to the point. And that's basically what I'm trying to do right now. I just went over the whole fucking thing, and hopefully. But what can you do if people don't listen? That's a whole nother thing. What can you do if people don't listen? Like, people have been told. There's been conspiracy theorists out here telling people, and yet people just don't listen. And it's like, like I said, man, there's an army marching this way. I done told you. I set out that, like, I'm stupid. I've been like sitting here trying to tell people there's an army coming. And I'm at this point, I'm like, dude, y'all are fucked. Like, and now I'm trying to just figure out my own situation. And it's not until the army's right at the front door that people will be like, oh shit, and fucking roll out. To me, it's already obvious enough. Everything's obvious enough. There's not even any more explanation that needs to be explained. It's like the economy is controlled. People are wage slaves. All these fucking rules and laws and stupid shit. Fucking, you can see what's happening in China. People are dumb, bro. People are just so dumb. And yeah, I'm gonna say people are dumb. And that's not like just, look, a lot of people, if I'm calling you dumb, I just explain why you're dumb. It's in context. I'm not just saying you're dumb because I'm a mean guy. Nah, it's fucking stupid because everybody's stupid. Like, ain't nothing else to say about it. You know, and that's the thing with the social justice warrior shit. You know, a lot of people will say like that's stupid, but they're not doing the job of, you know, getting to the point, telling you it's part of a new world order agenda. So then people in return are like, no, you're stupid. And so you got this back and forth. Oh, you're stupid. You're stupid. It's like, you know, the first motherfucker is telling you you're stupid for a reason, but he's not doing his job and telling you why. I just explained why. So when I'm calling you stupid right now, it's in context, okay? Whole fucking world's stupid, man. All this shit is coming right to the motherfucking doorstep, and people are too naive, man. You got scientists out here talking about, oh, we need NASA funding, but you don't see how the whole fucking thing is fucking manipulated, and technological progress has been fucking sabotaged, and, you know, oh yeah, we need to fucking get some new alternative energy sources to fucking stop global warming and shit. Oh, but you're too stupid to see how, you know, we've been fucking fucked over to keep using fossil fuels for the last 100 years, well after there's been technology that's been invented a long time ago. And that's what I'm saying. The whole world is stupid. It's not like a couple, like this little group of dumb pop culture kids. Not the fucking scientists. Even politicians are too stupid to see it. A lot of people, I used to think that all the politicians were in on it. No, some of these politicians just dumb. I can see that shit. And fucking idiots, bro. And I'm telling you, you got this one little ass fucking group of people plotting on everything. The Bilderberg group that fucking go and meet in secret at the G20 summit. I don't even think is like the same level. I think that's like a step below, man. You got the Bilderberg group and these motherfuckers doing occult shit. Fucking think that motherfuckers tell you about these little fucking pedophiles and little fucking Pizzagate and the fucking all types of shit. They talk about cloning centers. They talk about they got underground bases built and shit. They got these boring fucking machines that fucking tunnel out entire fucking big ass fucking tunnels underground. Motherfuckers, if you could study this conspiracy theory shit, yeah, they will tell you, man. You got contractors that worked on that shit. They got entire underground bases and shit, bro. And like I said, talking about some aliens and shit, bro. There's so much more to this, and a lot of that shit just sounds far out. That's why I barely even mentioned it. But all this shit with the economy, that is right in front of you, dude. The army is already right there. You can see it, and you still don't believe your eyes. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And that's just beyond excusable. People are just stupid. There's no point in even like it's just so dumb. So dumb. The whole world, it makes me feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. Really. like all this shit is clear as fucking day to anybody with common sense, but like it's like everybody just like, what are you talking about? And they call you crazy. It's like, look at everything. What the fuck? I'm like, it feels like a fucking Twilight Zone episode, bro. It's fucking crazy. And yeah, so when I call people stupid, this is why I call them stupid, because they're not aware of the obvious. You know what I mean? And that's what the fuck it is. And that's why I don't live like everybody else. That's why I ain't just fucking this, oh yeah, let me just be fucking normal, aka ignorant as fuck, and pretend nothing's wrong while the Titanic is clearly fucking sinking right now. Y'all are dumb. And that's what I'm saying, you know. Everybody always wants to, they always bring up that shit, oh, just because the crowd's going one way, you know, don't mean they're going the right way, you know. Be brave enough to go there. I'm that motherfucker who's going the other way, and I done told y'all 100 times, but, you know, y'all are stupid. That's all I gotta say, man. Y'all really tripping. Y'all are really, really tripping. So it just is what it is, man. I thought I'd just explain that for the sake of people who know me and probably like, why is Keith so weird? Especially compared to how I was. You know, at the same time, you know, anybody who might come to know me and say, why is Keith weird? Here's your fucking explanation, man. People are stupid. That's what it really is. It sucks. It sucks because I'm in this. There was a chance to save this ship, and everybody's just too ignorant to fucking snap to it, man. They're like, no, just good vibes only. It's gonna save us. Jesus is gonna come save us if good vibes don't save us. What the fuck, bro? Fucking idiots, bro. Idiots, man. I got respect for conspiracy theorists more than anybody else on the planet. You got scientists and everybody doing all types of shit. If they're not conspiracy theorists and don't see what the fuck is going on, I consider you dumb. Either way, you could be book smart all day, but you ain't got the common sense to see what the fuck is going on, you're an idiot. It does not fucking matter. So yeah, I got more respect for conspiracy theorists than anybody. They're doing the job. They're going against the grain. The whole path's going that way. They're saying, don't do it, go this way. And motherfuckers, they're being called crazy. You know, they're being ridiculed, but they're still doing the fucking job that they're following their heart. You know what I mean? They're doing what they know is fucking necessary to fucking, they're even going in the face of danger with the whole fucking, like I said, National Defense Authorization Act. You know, they know they're going to be all on these fucking, they know they're putting themselves at risk in a lot of fucking ways, but they're still doing it because they're decent fucking people, because they're not fucking pieces of shit who just like, oh, just if I just told you all this and you're not reactive, if you're just like, oh yeah, let's fucking just ignore this shit and sink with the Titanic, you're selling out your own future, but you're also selling out the future of your children. Just the future in general, the future of humanity. And to me, that's just cowardice right there. And so, out of all the people in the world, I do have more respect for conspiracy theorists than anybody. Because they are literally going against the grain, you know, being ridiculed, risking their lives in a lot of ways to fucking try to fucking do what they know is right. You know what I mean? Following their heart and just doing what is genuinely right. And despite every fucking moron fucking calling them crazy and shit, they're still doing it. It's like, out of all the people in the world, they're who I have the most respect for. That and genuinely naive people who are just good-hearted people. And I'm telling you, I was a genuinely good person who was naive, and then I learned this shit, and I turned to a genuinely nice person who is not naive, and now a conspiracy theorist. You know, I'm following my heart. I'm staying genuinely. Wait, did I say genuinely? No, I'm staying genuinely good. That's what I meant. So yeah, I was a genuinely good person that was naive, but you know, I went red pill and still genuinely good. And you know, moral obligation tells me, hey, we got to deal with this shit. And that's what I've been trying to do, trying to tell everybody, you know, hey, the ship's sinking. I'm trying to save people. You know what I'm saying? The world, however much I fucking can. And I'm at this point, like, I've just realized people are stubborn, dumb. This ship is sinking. Not because it's not savable, not because with all these people we can't save this bitch. Nah, but because people are stupid. They don't snap to it like they're supposed to. They think good vibes, just chill, man. We're just gonna sink and it's gonna be all good. God will save us, you know, good vibes, you know, it's gonna guide us, or Jesus is gonna come save us or something. Um, to me, it's bizarre, man. People have been telling people, and I don't even see how it's possible that people can. It's like it causes a certain anxiety when you know there's something going on and you just like, oh, let me just ignore it. It's like you're in danger. It's like the only way to get rid of anxiety is to face your danger. It's like I've talked about this before. You go into like a room, you hear a noise. Your imagination goes crazy. It's like, oh my God, what is that? It's not until you turn on a light and figure it out that you have the information necessary to fucking deal with it properly. And it's like, it could be nothing. The Wizard of Oz, the movie The Wizard of Oz, it was created, it's a metaphor for the whole situation on planet Earth. The yellow brick road is gold, follow the money trail, and you get to the Wizard of Oz, and you find out it looks like a big scary monster. You're like, oh my God, everybody's scared. And even the characters, the Tin Man and the Lion and the Scarecrow, and but yeah, they kind of like got to overcome their own like problems. But and they get to the Wizard of Oz and they overcome or whatnot. By the time they get there, they just like, oh, it's this big scary motherfucker. But then when they really face that fear, that danger, they find out it's just this little crinkly old man behind the curtain. And that's basically is a metaphor for the world. That was written back in like, I think it was like the 30s, man. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same principle. These. It seems big and scary, but if you face it, it's just a crinkly old man behind the curtain. That's all it fucking is, dude. And that bitch was written. That's not just like me using it metaphorically. No, that was written intentionally as a metaphor in that way. And it's the same fucking thing, dude. People just can't be pussies, man. Take the red pill. Quit being a pussy. It's that fucking simple. And listen. When motherfuckers try to tell you something, listen. Don't listen to motherfucking... Look, the news is corrupt. Media is corrupt. Media is controlled. Don't listen to Saturday Night Live tell you, oh yeah, conspiracy theories are crazy. You're an idiot if you believe that. Anyway. That's my explanation, man. That's why I'm weird. That's why I'm a weird guy. That's why I'm different. That's why people just don't listen. I've been telling people, people just want to live in a blissful state of ignorance as the Titanic sinks. Y'all are idiots. The house is burning. Y'all just don't want to say, oh, good vibes are going to save me. Don't worry. Fucking Jesus is going to save me. And like I said, I don't even, there seems to be some correlation in the Bible, so I'm not just going to like talk my shit about the Bible. But, I don't know. I'm not stupid. So I don't know, man. It depends on the situation. I'm going to keep, like I said, aliens and shit, but also religion at the same time. I mean, that's just, I'm interested. I want to know. That's where I'm at thinking about that shit. I'm not trying to take away from the point. Either way, man, there is still time to save this fucking ship. It's the same. It's the Wizard of Oz shit. It's the same thing. Crinkly old men. The little 1%. It's not even 1%. It's a 99.999% against like 0.001%, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Follow the yellow brick road. I'm telling you, the Wizard of Oz is a metaphor. It is the cowardice lion had to overcome his fear. The Tin Man, what was that? I forgot what it stood for. I don't know. It's a fucking metaphor. You can read up on it. Whatever. At the end of the day, it's a fucking little crinkly old man trying to, be more scared than he is. He's the Wizard of Oz, and when they roll up, he's like, and everybody's like, oh. And they find out just some little fucking old man behind the scene pulling switches. You know what I mean? It's the same fucking thing. That's exactly what's going on in the world. Some crinkly old man pulling switches, and like they're controlling all these levers and shit. They're like, oh yeah, you got the motherfucking politicians in the back pocket, the military industrial complex, this and that, control the whole monetary system and stuff. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're just some crinkly old men behind the scenes pulling switches, man. It ain't shit. It is shit if you let them continue to control shit. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's just a rundown. I felt inspired I just felt like explaining it. I think a lot of people think I'm just fucking crazy. And I think a lot of people are just stupid. And when I call them stupid, they're like, oh, no, you're stupid. They just get offended. And so in context, I'm calling you. I just explained everything. And if I call people stupid, it's probably for the same exact reason. Ignoring the obvious in the world. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys for listening. That was fun. I got things to do. I got life to live. Either way, man. I gotta eat, sleep, stay healthy. You know what I mean? I still gotta do the basic shit. Anyway, good stuff. I'm out. Peace.